Hi, and welcome to CloudAcademy.com's video series on Google Cloud Platform, the basics. In this video, we're going to dive right in and quickly launch our first GCE instance. You can access the Google Cloud Platform from cloud.google.com. From there, it's a quick link to go to my console, and you'll see that everything is built around projects. I currently have one project called Exploration. Any instances or other Google tools that you will enable and use in the future must belong to one project. You could create a new project if you like. In order to make the project active, you'll have to provide Google with billing information. So for now, we'll just rely on the project we already have, again called Exploration. The side column, which you can scroll up and down independently of the rest of the page, contains links to the various tools that are associated with this project. For us, we're interested in compute, and let's click on VM instances. We'll spin up a VM fast by creating an instance. We'll rely on Google's intuition and call our instance instance-1. We could add metadata to further identify the instance, but as at this point we don't have any other instances running, we'll just leave that blank. Google allows us to very easily set up a working firewall. We can choose to allow HTTP traffic or also HTTPS, which is secure HTTP traffic. Obviously, firewalls can be much more finely defined and configured elsewhere, but this is a very straightforward way to get started. Which geographic zone would be like this instance to work from? Let's just leave it as default for now, but obviously if we were creating a web service that would have users in a particular part of the world, say North America, we choose a North American site for our server. Which machine type would you like to use? This obviously will be determined by the intensity of the services and the use that this instance will be put to. If you're going to have thousands of users all heavily downloading video or data, you'll want a more robust system. For our purposes right now, an F1 Micro will certainly do the job. What media would you like to use to act as a hard drive on this system? A new disk from image, that is, the Google Compute Engine will create a virtual disk based on a preset operating system image. You could also choose to reuse an image that you've saved previously as a snapshot and boot quickly and efficiently from that image, or you can attach an existing disk with all its data, besides the operating system, but the data also, to this instance. For us right now, though, the new disk from image will be fine. Which operating system image would we like to use? Well, the latest version of Debian 7, Wheezy, with its backports is good for us. The disk type, we'll say for now, will be a standard persistent disk. The other choice is SSD persistent disk. Obviously, an SSD disk will be a great deal faster. Of course, the trade-off is to remain in the same price range, it'll probably be a lot smaller, but depending on the project and the service that you're providing, the choice of disks should be fairly clear. We'll stick with standard persistent disk for now. Our network will be default because there are no other networks associated with our project right now. Now, the external IP, which is the IP address through which anybody out in the internet can reach us, will be ephemeral, meaning it'll be dynamic. It'll change each time the instance is booted and will disappear once the instance is shut down. We could choose a new static IP address, meaning the access to this instance will remain active through this IP address for as long as the instance exists, whether it's shut down in the meantime and restarted or whether it's been on all the time. We could later actually convert our ephemeral address to a static address, which makes actually this decision a lot easier to make. So for now, we'll just leave it as ephemeral. Let's create the instance. let's remove this activity dialog to give us more space. We now see in the middle of the screen the instance name, instance 1, seems to be up and running. It's in the Asia East 1C zone. The disk associated with the instance is also called instance-1, which could be a little confusing. We may want to change the name of that disk a little later just so we can be more clear about what we're looking at in a given menu. The network is default, as we had set, and the external IP is 130.